Patagonia is a place that I have always dreamed of visiting. Ever since I saw photos and videos of the incredible landscapes almost 10 years ago, I promised myself that one day I too would walk amongst the shadows of these incredible giant mountains. When filming for this video in Patagonia, I was unsure of what kind of format this video would take. If it would be a vlog, a travel guide, a cinematic piece, all of which I've done before. I was just too lost in the moment with my camera and really unable to put it down, just trying to capture and soak up every moment of the experience so that one day I could look back on this trip and remember the incredible moments. If you've been following the channel for a while, you probably know that I've tried to do a major shift towards vlogging and documenting my life more. So here's my journey through Patagonia. Torres del Paine. This is the main national park in Patagonia, Chile. The crown jewel of Patagonia, I guess. Here we were lucky enough to stay at Rio Serrano, one of the premier luxury hotels in Patagonia. Its key defining feature is the incredible views from your hotel room. You get an unobstructed view of the peaks of Torres del Paine. And honestly, it's the best view that I've ever had from my hotel room, and it's not even close. My favorite part was the endless grounds that the hotel has to offer that you can freely roam. If you time it right, you'll get lucky and run into a herd of horses. Some of these moments felt truly magical, as if they were ripped right out of a fairy tale. The rainbows were absolute flukes and not something that we were expecting to see at all. I particularly really enjoyed playing with the hotel dog. Rio Serrano is located just outside the gate of the national park, so you can easily pop in for a hike or to view the sights. We did the Mirador Cuerno's hike, and relatively easy hike, flat, and approximately 10 kilometers round trip, and it made for some stunning views. We also stopped along at some viewpoints to take in the incredible landscapes that Patagonia has to offer. Rio Serrano offered plenty of opportunities for us to relax after our hikes. I have to say the hotel was truly a work of art, and I'm a sucker for large windows. But staying outside the park wasn't enough. We ventured further into the national park towards our main objective, the base of the tower's hike, or Mirador Los Torres, which the national park is named after. For this, we drove inwards towards the park, staying at what was probably the best glamping experience we've had in a long time. We stayed at EcoCamp, and if you're going to visit Patagonia and attempt this hike, I think you should really consider staying here. The food is incredible, the accommodations are unmatched, the guides and activities are all included, but most importantly, the base of the tower's hike starts on their property, so you don't have to take any kind of tour buses or anything like that once the hike is over. You come straight back to your room, which has a toilet, which is kind of unheard of when it comes to glamping like this. We were briefed the night before on what the hike was going to be like, and we woke up the next morning and were on our way. The first part of the hike is quite easy and very pleasant. You start at sunrise and the beginning area is quite flat. This, however, does change very quickly into a steep and rocky uphill, which feels like it lasts forever. We were told that this was the second hardest part of the hike, but for me, it was easily the hardest. I hate prolonged uphill. Oh, by the way, this hike is about 23 kilometers round trip, 25 when you add the walk back to your hotel room, and about 1,300 meters of elevation gain. This is the longest single-day hike in South America. Eventually, the uphill does relent, and you get to go downhill for a little bit and across some very nice bridges. Eventually, you will arrive at Serrano, where you're able to refill your water and grab a snack. This is officially the halfway mark of the hike. The next part was my personal favorite. You walk through a forested area with a mix of uphill and downhill, but you're completely covered from the sun and the wind, which is very reassuring. You're also able to drink from the streams from this part on of the hike, and yeah, nothing beats fresh mountain water. But all good things come to an end, unfortunately, and the last hour or so of the hike is straight bouldering. So make sure you're sure-footed, as it's pretty much a pure power exercise. To me, the effort is all worth it. The views up here are absolutely unmatched and breathtaking. Next up, Argentina. Patagonia spans across both Chile and Argentina. We crossed the border to see two things in particular. The first, the Moreno Glacier. This is the third largest glacier in the world, and we wanted to walk on it. Something my wife and I have never done was glacier walking. So you start by taking a boat to get closer to the glacier, then you go through a small briefing, and you get some spikes attached to your shoes. This was my first time getting spiked up, and walking the glacier and drinking from its water was something I'm glad I did, because, well, it was not cheap. And finally, the Fitz Roy Peaks. This is the Patagonia logo in real life. We did a quick and short hike to get to a viewpoint since the weather was quite poor the day that we visited. And while we didn't get 100% visibility, I was more than thankful for the views that we experienced. This was a trip that I won't soon forget. If you're planning on visiting Patagonia, make sure you hit up these key highlights. The effort of traveling large distances to see each view is a lot, but ultimately very worth it.